In this video, I'm going to show you some handy tips and tricks and a tool to use when you're copying content from an existing site to a Joomla site. And especially, I'm going to use the source code from pages. You'll see. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 69 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in. This is actually a project that I was working on for a client. They have an old web page that is static HTML, uses a lot of tables that aren't user-friendly. Most of the tables are not necessary. And there's all kinds of word formatting and all kinds of things in that. So it's just a small site, and what I ended up doing was, instead of using some tool to copy over the HTML and then clean everything, I've just been copying and pasting the source code and tidying things up. And also they've got a lot of long pages, and I've been splitting those up. So I thought that might be interesting just to go over today. It's a topic for us to hang out on. It might give some tips to others, and of course you're welcome to share your tips in chat. So thanks for tuning in. Let's turn our attention right over to the computer right now, and then we will go from there. Okay, I'm just checking on the live stream and its condition and everything. Good. Don't forget to, let's just check the screen here. Okay, don't forget to head on over. By the way, happy April, everybody. It's April 1st, 2020. If you're watching the replay of this, especially long in the future, this is the April 1st. The pandemic is on, and when I saw it was April 1st, I thought, oh, no, it's not really a time for pranks. So I'm sure someone's going to do them, but I just don't really feel like it. So, all right. So, hey, head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways. Sign up for the newsletter. Get entered automatically into the giveaways that we have here on the channel. All right, let me show you the site. Oh, Mary, that's great. So far, she says, happy April. So far, your stream is playing. Woohoo. Yes. Because Mary doesn't have the greatest internet connection there. All right, so here's the site. It's the Garden City Wanderers Volkssport Club. It's a walking club. And they've actually changed. They want a new site. I'm building it for them. They actually asked me specifically to build it in WordPress. So that's a whole other story that's happening somewhere else. But I'll show you how I would do the content copied over for a Joomla site, because I actually have been getting the content already with the HTML and then just copying it over to the WordPress site, because WordPress was not as friendly a way to do it. So let's go into this Joomla site here. Here we have nosecrets.basicjoomla.com. And we're going to go content, articles, add a new article. Now, I'm using JCE Editor Pro today to do this. You can't do it with the free editor that comes with Joomla, nor can you do it with the free version of JCE Editor Pro. But listen, some of the tools and some of the things that we're going to do here are saving so much time. It makes it well worth the investment, the small investment that it is to use JCE Editor Pro on your site. And you'll see this is JCE Editor Pro's new accessible buttons, visually accessible buttons. So, all right, let's check this out here. Let's just do the home page. Excuse me. There's a bunch of things that I would not need that I didn't need converting this site over, because the template that I'm using, a template that you would use in Joomla 2 would have its own header. It's going to have its own menu thing. And even these footers we don't need. But I'll tell you what, you could just select down and copy some of this and then paste it and see what kind of stuff you get. But I prefer to do it this way. Let's right click on the page, and we're going to go view page source. I'm doing this in Chrome. And I'm just going to now go Control A. I'm going to copy. Now, you know what? I could actually just go down all through this and just select a little bit at a time, but I'll show you why I do it all in bulk. So we've copied that. Now here in JCE Editor, I'm going to click on the Code tab, And now I'm just going to paste all of that code. See, it's pretty ugly. It's got a lot of non-breaking space returns and line returns. Just a whole bunch of stuff here. And then you get into your table code. Let's take a look at the view in the front of the editor now. Now, basically, what we have done is we have copied over all of the code that made this page. And of course, the images are broken, but we'll get to that. But like I said, there's a bunch of things I don't need in here. And so I can just, so I'm going to left click and, whoops, I'm going to left click and drag. Doesn't show that everything is selected. I'm going to go right up to the top and I'm going to delete that. Now I got rid of that. Nice. There's other things we don't need down at the bottom. We can select and go down and delete those. Now we've just got this table, but it looks like there's another table inside there as well, inside of a table. And let's just get rid of that. Now, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Control A, and then I'm going to go up and use this little button here, which cleans up the HTML. And I'm just going to click that because it will get rid of a whole bunch of junk that's in the back. Not all of the junk, but a bunch of it. And that's good. Now, see, we've got some different fonts happening here. No worries, we can take care of that. But we have this table, this big table that everything's in. Now, in order to remove that table and just get it to text only, because we don't need this in a big table anymore, it's tricky because, I mean, we could try to select everything inside of it and copy and then paste it outside. But look, here's a really handy thing about JCE Editor Pro. I'm going to go to Code, and look at here, we've got all this crazy code that's in here. And then look at this code at the top here. Well, we've got a paragraph and then a line break and then a space and a P. We don't really need that. Can delete that. But look, here is the table, the HTML for the table. Table style width 947. Then we have T body, the table body, and then TR, and then TD, and then we get into these divs. If we take out the table style tag, the T body, the TR, and this first TD style, well, in fact, I think maybe all we need to do is take out this table style line here. Let's try that first. We'll delete that. All right. Now I'm going to click Editor, and look, our content has been rescued from the table that it was in. And when we go back and look at the code, all of the table code for this first table, the big one, has been removed, the TD, the TR, and that is really, really nice. So we're already moving away. We've already got some content that we can deal with here. Great. Now, here's some other tables down here. Let's rescue that as well. Let's go down to code. We'll do just what we did. And in fact, we can search for TABLE up here in the code. We can find, there's table style right there. So let's just take that out. And in fact, to keep these from getting jammed together, let's just replace that with a paragraph for now. All right, and now let's find the next instance of table. Is there another? Oh, here it is, way down. Oh, there's slash table, yeah. And then here's another table. And let's go put a paragraph tag. So just a P tag there. All right, and now let's look for any more instances of table. There's a slash table. No, that's it. So we switch back to editor, and now we'll see all of the content is handily, very nicely rescued from that table. Now, I'm going to select this again just for this, and I'm going to clean that HTML. There's probably there may be a setting, I think there is, inside of JCE Editor, which is going to clean out. See, we've got different font things happening here. Now, when we look in here, I wonder if some of it is, I think it's taken out all sorts of stuff. Oh, here we still have a paragraph class normal and style color equals 00099. There's, we could select and all of this and then copy it and paste it as text only. That would strip out the coloring. We could also maybe look at some of the settings in JCE Editor Pro. There might be a way that to adjust all that this cleans up. I don't want to do that because I don't want to wreck having this image over here. So, you know, what I'll do, let's just go and do some find and replace and take out things that are probably common in here. So for instance, here's span style color. If we control, and span style color equals 0000066. If we put that in the tab and then leave this blank, we can go over here and use replace all. It'll replace that everywhere it is. And look, see these ampersand NBSP non-breaking line, non-breaking spaces. I have a tutorial on that on the channel, or we talked about when to use those. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go and paste that up here. Don't include the space because some of these appear between words and then you'll end up having to fix the spaces between words. Go up, paste that there, and then go to the find and replace all, and we will just take every single one out of the site. Great. Now, some of these things are, some of these fonts are small. I'm going to go Control A. Some of these fonts are small, so I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to look around at some of these things. Look, here's a big tag. If we go copy that, let's get rid of all the big tags in the back end. Now the nice thing is by getting rid of those, JCE Editor is going to remove all the ending bigs as well. Did we see any other kind of, you're just going to kind of look down at some of the code. Now this is a bit fiddly, but again, we're just copying over content from an existing site, and that's fiddly work anyways. Yes, and then we've got this one MS normal margin top 4. That occurs a few times, so let's just take that whole line right out, and we're going to copy that. And I won't continue to do all this, but we'll replace it. And there we go. What else have we got happening? All right, so now we're starting to do a little bit better. We're getting some different colors out of things, and we can keep working on that. The next thing is this image. Now, before doing the tutorial today, I took all of the images for this site and uploaded them to a folder in the image area, and I called it old site. So here we see this is a broken image. We're going to click on that, and then we'll click on the image insert edit image button here. And now we're going to take a look for where that is. Now the name of the photo, as it is 2017 Galliano.jpg. All right, so we look down here and it's right there. Now when I click on that, now I'll just notice this. Uploading the images, because of the settings I use in JCE Editor, instead of there being a space, I put an underscore gets put in automatically. So that's good to remember, because later on we're going to do a page that has lots of images, and instead of selecting each one, we're going to use the find and replace to rename them. Okay, now, but we'll just select the one here, Galliano. In fact, we're going to select Galliano. Now notice the path changed, and I want to have that, I want to note what that path is. All right, it's now images, old site, and I'm going to copy that so I can come back to it later on. But the image shows up. We can go update, and now we've rescued that content nicely. Now you could continue to work through this, and let's just do a couple things. Why is this small? Most of our walks. We'll go in the back here, let's search for the word most, and we're let's see, most of our walks. Let's go and search. Okay, here's the text there. Oh, look, we've got a font size of 11 here. So we don't really want that. Oh, and as we select, you'll see other areas are getting highlighted that have that matching tag. So I'm going to copy that. It's very faint, but that it is there. And I'm just going to replace all of those. And here's another one here, span style, font family. Right, okay, let's copy that. Put that in there, Control A, V, and select. Now down at the bottom, we've got some kind of color thing happening here too. Oh yeah, MS normal style. Yeah, so we can just deal with that there. Control copy, Control A, sorry, Control V, and replace all of those. And oh man, we've got some more stuff. There's a bunch of stuff happening here. It might even just be easier just to, it's just such a mess, right? This old web page was used software that doesn't even exist anymore. Maybe we can do this. Let's go back to editor. Another thing we can do. Oh, look, we changed the color one paragraph there. Why don't we just go and we will, instead of we'll take away the span and we'll just make it a paragraph. No, that still didn't work. I have to fiddle around with it. All right, well, we'll do that later on. Well, I've already done this on the other site. The next thing that we can do here is, of course, and somewhere along the line, just in case you lose your work, you should save the name. And so why don't we just go and do that now? And I'm going to call this welcome. All right, welcome. All right, and we'll go save. Now, that page is saved, and we can preview it. And yeah, it's there. This is just a basic, this is just a brand new Joomla install. Nothing really fixed up on it, but we've kind of rescued some of the content, and by previewing you can see some other things to work away with. So that's a handy way just to get content over. Here's the old site, the content's there, stuck in tables, but on the new site you start to rescue, and of course you would go. Ivor says, would it not be easier to just copy paste in Notepad and adjust the styles afterwards? Let's see, we could try that, Ivor. Let's take this page here that we did. Here's the source, Control A, and copy all of it. Orb code versus, not sure what that means in chat there, Bjorn. Okay, let me just change screens here. I don't know what's going to come up last screen on Notepad. Oh, versus code. Let's see, chat on right. Let's go to that. There, we can see the chat, and I will open up WordPad. Sometimes I have some stuff in here. Okay, no, we're good. Excuse me. Full screen camera, right? Nope, right computer. Okay, here we are. We could go and put that in. We can still use find and replace to do all of these things. And I suppose you could read and look at the different things. For me, now I don't have this set up for HTML. There's probably a filter that you can display in HTML to get better formatting in Word here. In Notepad++. This seems awfully big too. Maybe we could shrink down the view of that. Visual code from Microsoft. Yeah, that's another one that you could use. And you could go in and select and do find and replace. The reason that I like this method is because it's kind of all the tools are right in there. I like the formatting that we have here in code. The find and replace is pretty quick, and I've just gotten used to using it. But of course, if you use those visual code from Microsoft, or if you like to be in Notepad and work just with the code on the screen like that, that would definitely be another way to tackle that this thing here, this challenge. But you're just gonna. I think you just you have to hunt and peck through all this stuff anyways. And take care of and deal with it the way that it needs to be dealt with. Now, and of course, if this were a super large site with lots of HTML pages, I would use the extension that imports HTML pages right into Joomla right into Joomla content. But even then, you still have to do a bunch of cleanup. I mean, it's just one of those nasty kind of things nasty in the sense that unpleasant, time-consuming things that you need to do. All right, so I've saved this. Let's go to and do another page. And this will also show why well, I guess you could always clean up the code the other methods, but let's close this. Let's make a new page, and let's go to their permanent trails page. Now check this out. Here is quite a detailed page. It's got the same table things, but then inside they've got these different walks, and each has their own table. And then there's some images, and then they have another walk, and 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 another walk. And you get to the end. Now, what I want it to do is, in redesigning their site and the site I'm making for them, is instead of having one super long, crazy site like this with a lot of information, I want to make these individual pages. It makes it a lot easier if they ever want to print them up or just view the one page, because instead of always having to scroll down, and yes, you could put menus at the top, but I just think it's easier to have different pages when you have this much content that are all related. So let's do this. I'm going to close this tab here. Right click, view page source, Control A, Control copy. Let's go back to our new page, Control A, and then, Control, whoops, whoops, I made a mistake there. Okay, we'll paste that code, and we get this. Now, I'm going to save this. Here we have permanent trails. See this title here, what is a permanent trail? I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to make that the title of this page, and I'm going to save this, and I'll show you why I do this. Okay. Now, first of all, we're going to get rid of all that stuff at the top, and we're going to get rid of the stuff that's at the bottom. Okay. Now, and by the way, there's personal information on this site, but it's a public website for anybody to see, so there's nothing private that is showing here. Now, we have this big, huge table that's around everything. We're going to go to code, and we're going to do what we did before. Take out just the first table line. I don't know if Visual Code from Microsoft or Notepad would automatically remove all the other tags here by getting rid of these things. Possibly. Now we've removed the big table, but we have all this different content here that we want to have. Check this out. This is what we can do here. We can go get rid of this big title at the top. All right, so I save this as what is a permanent trail. Great. And now I'm going to make it. I would make an article for each of the different topics that I want here. So, for instance, this is PT19 Coast Hotel. I'm going to copy that. I don't know if I got that alone. I'm going to put this in the title. Yeah. I'm going to just fix what it looks like. I'm going to delete the alias, and I'm going to save as a copy. And I'm just going to rinse, lather, repeat for each new page that I want to make. All right. So here's PT Henderson, PT29 Henderson. I will copy that. I'm going to put that up here. And I think that you get the idea of what I'm going to do, because we'll save as a copy. Basically, what we're doing is creating the structure for all of our pages. Now, maybe beforehand I should have done Control A and remove formatting. Do as many things as you can before you start making your individual pages. But let's close this. Now let's go back to what is a permanent trail. That's the whole kit and caboodle here, all of the trails and everything. But I want a page that just asks what is a permanent trail. So I'm going to select, and I'm going to go right down to the bottom to the end, and I'm going to delete, and this leaves me this nicely. I do that. I change the formatting. I can go into the code here. Now again, we've got these MS normal kind of things that should be removed, and I should do that from I should do all the find and replaces all at once before I make the individual pages, just to save effort. But I think you get the idea. What we're doing here is now I can save this page, and I have made, whoops, there you go. What's a permanent trail? I've made content for that. Now, of course, the next thing we're going to do is let's make a page for this first walk, PT19 Coast Hotel. Let's go into there, and we can, now we don't need what's up at the top here. Great. We want PT19 Coast Hotel, but we don't want anything else, so we're just going to select. Oh, I ended up selecting outside of. Just be careful you don't go too far or you lose this. Yeah, that's the just a little tricky selecting things here. Maybe it's okay to select from the bottom. Select from the bottom up to, we want to keep host hotel. There you go. Selecting from the bottom works better. Delete that. We'll just end up with this one last table. We'll select it. We can delete it. You click outside of it. Okay, there we go. Backspaced into oblivion. And now first we will save. And now I have rescued this. Now I have my own page here, but still it's doing this whole table thing. Now what I did before was this. Let's go to the code view. Let's take out the table. This first table, see how it looks. All right, that's good. I can live with that because a bunch of stuff's jumping around, and there's pictures in there, and then there's another table to deal with down here, which we can just keep dealing with the content there. Oh my goodness, that's this is going to start clicking. So let me turn my phone off because that noise will start to get me going here. Let's see. Power off. Great. And I'm also going to have to, Slack's going to keep chatting away here. So we end up with this text here, and we can start to format things as we want. Again, I haven't done any finding and replacing in this case. Look, here's just MS Normal. This shows up in lots of places. Oh, and this is showing width as well. Oh my goodness, what a pain. Control A. Let's clean up. All right, you're gonna have to deal with your code there. I wonder if we take out this width here and copy that, Control V, replace all, go back to editor, go back to code. Oh yeah, so the actual spacing that was in there was removed. That makes, so why I did that was this text was all the same, but there was a different width for each line. So if you did find and replace, you'd have to find them one at a time. Remove the opening tag or the opening or the value, and the other stuff gets cleaned up. That is really nice. Because now I can do this. I could copy that, Control A, Control V, and replace. And we will notice on the front that now it's a lot plainer and off to the side. I would not, because this is the title here, the title of the page, I don't need that header there. But we've got this whole situation with the images. Notice we have images that are supposed to show up, and those are actually, Harbor. Let's see what that image is. It's this harbor.jpg, and it shows only as a 246 width. Now down below here, we can scroll down till we see Harbor, Harbor, and then we get a proper dimension put in there as well. Again, images, old site, harbor. Let's go update. Now that image shows up. It's a bit monotonous to go through and fix every single image on a page. And so what you can do is this. Go and look at the next broken image, which is CI Toria. Let's find that. CI Toria. Let's find that. Oh, or let's find... maybe this is an easier way. Click on there. Click on image. Find the name, which is victoria.jpg. All right. Let's go Victoria. Now we'll find here victoria.jpg. And let's find it. Here it is here. Now notice the old code on here is ... images Victoria. So let's copy that and let's go and paste in there and replace, and let's find and replace any images that are in ... images forward and replace them with what we saved before. I'm going to use Windows V and we'll go down to where I copied the path. There, images old site. If we replace all, now when we view, there we get that Victoria images thing, which is really nice because now we don't have to, if there's lots of images, we wouldn't have to just go through and just keep replacing them manually. In fact, that works really well. Really, again, what I should have done is taken that whole big long page and done all of my finding and replacing before I made brand new, excuse me, before I made individual pages. Because, let's do this here. We'll save and close this. Let's go to something that has the full version of that page. Lots of things here, no images. So we'll go to the code view. We will search for anywhere that has, we'll search for anywhere that has images. And then we will search for, and we will replace with images old site and replace. Now the advantage of doing that here in JCE editor is you can switch back really quickly and make sure that you switch those images properly. Because there's that image, yeah, that one. Hey, they're all rescued, great. But I know that in this site there were also some images. For instance, here's one that's broken, Swan Lake. And here's another one, Oak Bay, that are different for some reason. And again, this you would not see necessarily in visual code from Microsoft unless you're recreating everything on your own computer, I guess, and the paths were there. Maybe, maybe it would. I'm going to click on Swan Lake and click here. And the name is Swan. Oh, look at this. Swan space Lake. And the problem here is that the path has a space. And of course, now we know that the name here has an underscore. No problem. All right, so we're going to look for, we're going to go into the code. We're going to search for the word swan and find it. Where is it highlighted? Oh boy, it's the Swan Lake. Where's... Oh, here we go. There's the image. Now check out Swan %20. That's the HTML code for a space. Anywhere that there's %20 is a space in HTML. So watch, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste that in there. And because we are the file names in image editor have a dash between them, anywhere there's %20, I'm going to put a dash. This also works with PDF files that have names. Any file name that has a space in it, you want to replace %20. Let's replace that. We did it not only for Swan Lake here, but we go and go to editor. Oh, Swan Lake's still not working. What happened there? Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? Swan Lake. Oh, I still, because I didn't do the fine. I still need to do the. What did it see here? Weird. Swan Lake. Oh, that one ended up with an. Oh, I did it wrong. I did it's not a dash, it's an underscore that got put in these when they got uploaded. Womp womp. Well, that's going to be hard to undo because I do not want to replace all dashes with an underscore because that's going to mess up the code big time. So in this case, I would need to do it again. I think you get the idea though. I do like doing it right here in JC Editor because you're popping back and forth. You're looking at how things look. You have your tools just to select and format. It is a little bit tedious. But there are other tools out there that clean things up better. And that maybe clean things up better. Let's not save this. Why not? We'll just save it. Let's take a look in JCE Editor and see what settings we have for cleaning things up. Components, JCE Editor, and Control Panel. Global configuration. Validate HTML. Yes. Doc type mixed. Entity keep non-breaking spaces. Yes. Container element. Okay. Select container element. Paragraph container. Don't think that that's what we're looking for. Templates, no. All right, so it might not be in there. Let's go to the editor profiles. Let's go into default and look at some of our options that we have here. Features, parameters. File browser media support, non-editable preview, source code, markdown. Nope. Editor parameters. Cleanup and output. Okay, cleanup and output. Relative. Oh, URL conversion. You want them to be relative, absolute. URL is left as is. We'll leave that. Validate HTML. Set yes, right. To format and clean up content based on the doc type selected below. If inherit is selected, the global configuration using. Okay, so validate HTML, yes. Mixed. Let's validate it based on HTML5. Why not? Save that. Let's go typography. And default. Description, that's just using that. Features and layout. I think we're already there. Typography, file system. Web safe names, UTF-8, text case, uppercase. Some things that we can change here. Format. So for instance, here's allow spaces in file folder names. Replace with an underscore. Here I could have replaced with a dash. I should have set that before if I wanted to use dash. Text case. You want uppercase or just lowercase for your folder names? A few things I could have set up before. Random upload file name. No, don't need that. File image editing. Remove. No, that's not it. Thumbnails. Watermark. No. All right. And then also in this tab here, advanced. Prohibit elements. I wonder if we could remove, applies only if cleanup HTML is yes. I wonder if we could remove MSO as an element. That would be cool. Should maybe try that. Prohibit will always be removed. Let's try that. That would be very cool to get rid of the MSO stuff there. Did allow JavaScript, did word count. Let's save that. That's editor parameters. Let's go to open this in a new admin thing. And now we're going to go to content articles. We will go into PT29 Henderson. And I just want to get the exact typing for that MSO. Oh, it says class MS normal. I don't think that we can remove that. Let's give her a try. Copy. And let's go into editor parameters, typography, advanced, prohibited elements. Oh, prohibited attributes. Let's try that. Control V, MS. Oh, this could be very good. I might have to do another tutorial on this. So we save that. If I save this, does the MSO get taken out? No, MSO. Hey, let's see that. That's maybe might be onto something here. Advanced. Comma separate list prohibited attribute values in the CSS attribute to the image title equals test will be removed from the attribute value from all image tags with the value test. We just have to figure out what fits into here. Class O. Oh, that's not okay. That's a value. MSO. Let's try that. Let's take this one out from there. And that's okay, that's a value. Refresh. Oh, let's save this. No. Well, that would be something to figure out. Dude, let's give this another try. File system. Advanced. Extend by adding extra elements here in the form. Attributes start with the tag. No, attribute tag. Do. That's something maybe to look into. Maybe I'll have to ask Ryan that. Because I don't think that we have anything else here that we can format select. No, that's not it. I wonder if there's a setting for the cleanup. I'm going to ask about that. Yeah. All right. I'll look into that. Anyways, I think basically there's the gist of what some things that you can do for copying over. You'd have to come up with something way more elegant than this if you had hundreds of pages or even 10 pages or 20 pages. In fact, you could, if you have, if it's a site that's static HTML, you could download it to your computer, all those pages, and then with something like Visual Code from Microsoft, you could then do find and replace and wipe out a lot of the common things that are in there. But even then, if we could get JCE Editor Pro to the point where you had content, you open up the page, did some formatting, saved it, and it wiped out all those things, that would be a fast way to do that as well. Because you pretty much, if you're importing content from that static HTML, you're going to have to do some sort of page formatting anyways. And of course, there's lots of ways, many ways to skin the cat. So even as you guys have suggested about using Notepad++ or Visual Code from Microsoft or other things such as that. And so, we've already commented. You could leave comments below in the comment section about how you would do this, or even email me, tim@cybersalt.com, and let me know how it is that you would let me know how it is that you would do it, or if you have any ideas. Hey, listen, tomorrow's Just Because Zoom call is still on, but unfortunately, an appointment we're doing a quick podcast recording, and that actually got booked until 10:30. At which time you can't register for that. I have to fix it. I have to fix the time for that. But that will be okay. I'm gonna fix that, and I will give you the link to sign up. Actually, I think I figured out just how to fix that now. I was trying to do it before I went live, so let me just fix that right now. I think I can do this. Oh, it just came to me. As you know, that happens. All right, so let's go. Tomorrow is this. I'm going to edit this. I'm just going to edit the end time for this to be 9 to 9:55. 9. And then I'm going to be able to post the link for you guys to sign up for that. 9:55. I save that. No, don't send the update, but we change the time to that. And there we go. So now I'm just doing this on my screen here. Can't show you guys this. Calendly.com. I go to my account. I go to the Just Because Zoom meeting. We go there. Still can't book the thing. Huh. All right. Tell you what. Watch in Slack. I will post the address for this. If you want to join the Slack group, let's just bring that right up. I think you guys are probably in there. Let's go SLACK. Fire that up here. And that's that. Invite people. Share the invite link. I'll put that right here. Whoops, that did not copy, did it? No. If you're not in the Slack group yet, go ahead and join that. I will post the connection for the meeting there, and then we will proceed with that. And I'll figure out what is happening with this. Why you can't book it? I just changed the time for the booking. Very, very interesting here. Let's refresh this. And let's just go in here and see, when is this event? Yeah. Let's refresh. I'll figure it out. I'll post the link, everybody. So, a bit of a sleepy topic today, but I'll keep lining things up. And hopefully seeing that finding and replacing and what to do, copying source and tidying it up is a handy for somebody some days. Handy for me. All right. Anything else? Hope you guys are continuing to keep safe, and that your loved ones and your family are doing okay in this difficult time. Our lockdown is extended 2 more weeks as of yesterday. Well, the requirement, it's not, I mean, it's not like martial law, but at least another 2 weeks for us, and I think it's going to be longer than that. So anyways, I think I'll sign off with that there right now. Watch for that link in Zoom. And yeah, if there's not anything else, everybody, thank you for being here again today. Hey, Chuck, you are welcome. Everybody, until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.